Welcome back to the Dollhouse. I am the doll. Today I'm going to talk about Beyonce and her being an example of American unity, an American woman, proud of her deep American roots. She is a daughter of the enslaved in America as well as slave owners. Um, so, we're going to talk about her influence and her as an ambassador, and MLS people being one of America's greatest exports, spreading the culture and a culture of freedom. And what we want to see is more acceptance for women owning their magic. And I would like to say, instead of women owning their power, owning our magic is different. Men, the game of power is theirs. We don't have to play the game of power. We have the power. We are the power. So, the purpose of this channel, it's a very new channel, launched on the day of the Super Bowl, where an MLS man, Usher, MLS Alicia Keys, and Beyonce really just looked fantastic. Some of them sounded fantastic. Shade, no shade, Alicia Keys, get it together. And then my channel, as part of that launch, I'm very proud to have been a part. And after watching and just analyzing Beyonce's new release of Renaissance Act 2, two singles from Renaissance Act 2, I was inspired to make this video. And so the purpose of this channel is to offer ideas that highlight racial unity in America. I want to continue having open dialogue. Right now, I'm the only person talking on this channel because it's so new, but believe me, it won't be a small channel for long. I have other channels and they blow up quickly. This will too be among the first followers. Anyhow, I love opinions, and the beauty of America is that we don't have to agree with one another's opinions. I may not agree with your opinion, but I'm always open to hearing it. Please offer your criticisms in the comments section. My content is developed from my perspective, an American woman with an ancestral makeup of the American enslaved as well as slave owners. I have a unique perspective because I have enjoyed a multicultural experience while living in America, and I hope that it adds to a greater conversation about how we can preserve our privileged way of life here in this great nation. I do have pride in my citizenship, and I promote that here because I believe that in order to reap the benefits of a system, we should believe in it and use the system, or else we will never be able to reap the benefits of living within the system. And people reap the benefits all the time. Why not you? I do it all the time. So I don't believe in talking down about America, only focusing on the healing. So exoticals. This is the exotical dollhouse. And from what I've seen today, exoticals are one of America's greatest exports. Beyonce is one of the greatest American exports. Her talent, her brand, and Black women, and the daughters of the American enslaved, we are on a mission of rebranding and refreshing our brand, and making friends with other countries so that we can wield our magic and get what we want from life. So, like Beyonce, she is the president of the Beyonce universe. And so you should be the president of your universe. I am the president of the dollhouse. So, um, now, one thing I do want to point out is that she is an MLS woman. And despite the fact that MLS women are othered by some black women,
even today, like they've started adding images of ethnic women on these stock photography websites. However, what they're calling black are really women who are biracial, multiracial, etc. It's not the dark skinned, unambiguous woman with the full lips and the full nose. It's not that. So
we are othered, and not and made to be unblack. Um, but despite that, she will be claimed as a black woman and used as an example for finer black womanhood with this new release. And she will take that and accept that. And I'm hoping that the talk can move away from race and into Americanness. And the discussions that we're having around our racial makeup and being American, descendants of the American enslaved, as well as the slave owners, can be cultivated, and the discussions around the daughters of the American enslaved being true Americans can be boosted by Beyonce's country music album, and I'm very excited about it. Country music, and the audience of country music is traditionally white. I love country music. I love Nashville. The country music genre is really, it feels unfamiliar to most descendants of the American enslaved, because there's a weird relationship with it. It was the music of the slave owners, but also influenced by the slaves, influenced by the enslaved and the descendants of the enslaved. And there are descendants of the enslaved who are country music stars, very, very early stars. So there's a complicated relationship that descendants of the American enslaved have with country music. But Beyonce's going to blow the doors off of it and also force the descendants of the American slave owners, which is all of us, to reckon with the fact that American forefathers were the first and best deadbeat dads. And we have to own that, and as a country, and heal from that, and reckon with how to move forward as a nation. One thing that MLS people experience a lot are accusations that they are preferred by people in the dominant white society. And a lot of times, people who are really identified and with dark skin, they believe that the preference was developed just by virtue of skin tone. When in actuality, most of the time, white people, especially in the old days, had a preference for the lighter skinned people because they were related. Like I said, the forefathers were the deadbeat dads, the OG deadbeat dads. And we have to reconcile that fact and stop othering ourselves. And Beyonce will help to force some conversations about it. There's actually a great storyline about this type of familial relationship in the show P-Valley. I think that came on Stars. P-Valley is a show about a strip club in Mississippi and the politics in the community. Check it out if you want to see the dynamic between a powerful white family and a bastard black child of its patriarch. So this country is moving toward unity. Discussions about race really have to go away. If people don't like us, if people don't like you, then one element of it could be race. There are probably many other elements, like, who knows, maybe they're just crabby. But don't let it matter to you so much, is the point. You have no control over what other people think and feel, and really will do well not to care. And to always present your best and authentic self, and you will get better results in the world. That's part of the Black Daughters of the American Enslaved. That's part of our new mantra. And I want to come up with a new phrase instead of Daughters of the American Enslaved, because we are also daughters of the American slave owners. That's the point. So, daughters of the American soil. The owners and the workers. I'm just thinking about what we should do and pushing the conversation forward to be post-racial. So back to Beyonce. The country is moving toward unity. She released her promo video, and there are subliminals in there that really show the direction. I'm curious about what Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro will have to say about this, because Matt Walsh lives in Tennessee and Nashville and is pretty looped into the community of music and often reads Beyonce's lyrics just to make fun. And Ben Shapiro has made videos about how people should stop worshiping Beyonce. The best part about America is that people can worship whatever they want to. And so if she's an ambassador for something that inspires people, then why are you hating, Ben? Like, you continue to wear your yarmulke and do what you do, enjoy your Fridays. But, I respect a lot of what they say, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, both of them. Because I don't dislike people just because they don't like Beyonce. I think that's also silly. So, she's above the hate. People may hate, you rise above it. Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. So ignore the haters. Beyonce is helping to bridge the gap, because the descendants of the slave owners must understand that we are here forever and are more American than most of them. Beyonce is also overtly sexual, and this is something that people will have a problem with, but women own their bodies. Women's bodies are not owned by religion. They are not owned by men. They're not owned by their children. And, Beyonce is overtly sexual as a mother and owning her body with a very influential husband also. And that, it really flies in the face of patriarchy. The patriarchy of removing women from divinity, which is also what Ben Shapiro encourages. Like, the fact is that America will only really heal once we come up with a new code of how to be and remove the gender from it, because there is divinity and femininity on the equal level as masculinity, divine masculinity, which is Christianity and Judaism, Islam. It's all about the man. But that's where these religions have gone wrong. Femininity has been reduced to something trivial when it's really divine, is what I really am trying to say. And she represents divine femininity in your face. And her overt sexuality, it's definitely a trait that is certainly rooted in the African nature of herself. And the reason why I say that is because African people are very comfortable with nudity and do not equate it with vulgarity. And that could be because sub-Saharan Africa is super hot. So they were very in touch with keeping cool, okay? And doing that by wearing fewer clothes. And the sexual organs are not shamed because sex is not, because it's not pushed down, it's not also a huge problem, if that makes sense. Of course, sex is happening, but being naked in ancient tribal societies was not a source of shame. And the fact that we, in Western cultures, have really severed ourselves from the spirit world, that has been damaging to us, and that is going to change because the people are rising and more aware than ever, and this is the information age. So we can find information more quickly than ever before, and people are awake to the reality of their magic. Women, we're awake to the reality of our divinity, and there's no going back in the box. So Beyonce is an excellent ambassador for MLS and Daughters of Enslaved People, and also American women, period, because the Beehive is multicultural. So I hope you appreciate this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.